You pop into existence on a chilly spring morning, face planting into wet grass like someone slipping on ice in front of the office building. Your mom's busy licking you clean like someone scrubbing their phone screen after dropping it in a plate of ketchup, and you're trying to figure out how legs work. Ah, they don't. At least, not for the first hour. Your life starts on an assembly line of birth, tag, and sort. As you grow, you realize you're part of something bigger than yourself. A global industry where your wool might end up in Japanese sweaters, while your photos populate farm-to-table marketing campaigns. You're not just a sheep, you're a cog in an international agricultural machine, where free range means controlled by drones, and your best friend might be an AI program calculating your optimal feed intake. Perfect. That's your entire vocabulary. One sound to express everything from "I'm hungry" to "Is that a wolf?" to "Mom, why is the sky so big?" It's like being a Pokemon, but instead of saying your name, you just make this one sound that somehow needs to cover your entire emotional spectrum. Your mom responds with a deep "Bah," which apparently means both "I love you" and "Please stop embarrassing me in front of the other sheep." Your first encounter with a butterfly is nothing short of epic. There you are, minding your own business, practicing your Olympic-level grass-eating technique, when this colorful menace flutters by. Your reaction? Complete system shutdown, followed by a startled and a jump that would make a kangaroo jealous. The butterfly, clearly unimpressed by your display of bravery, continues its terrifying aerial assault by gently landing on a nearby flower. Your mom just sighs that deep maternal "bah" clearly means, "That's definitely my kid." By your 6th month, you've mastered the art of walking without looking like you're auditioning for a comedy show. Your wool's growing so fast you look like you're wearing a puffy jacket that's 3 sizes too big. Then comes your first shearing experience. Imagine going to the barber and coming out looking like a completely different species. The shearer approaches with what looks like oversized scissors, and you're thinking, "This is it. This is how I die." But no, you just end up looking like someone took your cloud costume away. The timing of this haircut is crucial. Get sheared too close to winter, and suddenly you're a naked sheep in a snow globe. It's like someone stealing your blanket in December and saying, "Don't worry, it'll grow back." Yeah, thanks, but what about right now? You spend the next few weeks huddled with other recently sheared sheep, all of you looking like guests at a very poorly planned pool party. Let's talk about your superpower. Surviving in places that look like nature's rejected rock collection. While other farm animals whine about wanting premium grass and flat land, you're out there living your best life on terrain that looks like someone dropped a mountain and didn't bother picking up the pieces. Your hooves grip rock faces with the confidence of a mountain goat, even though your brain's still occasionally confused by your own shadow. Then comes the teenage phase, and if you're a ram, things get interesting. Those horns start growing, and suddenly you're feeling like nature's gift to the farmyard. Your first horn-to-horn combat is like WrestleMania without the script. You're going in raw with nothing but horns and hatred, no dramatic music, no referee, and definitely no chance to tap out when your opponent's got you pinned. You're either going to come out with some bruises or become the king of the chaos. You and another ram back up about 20 feet apart, eyeing each other like you're in a Western showdown. The tension builds. A tumbleweed might roll by. Okay, it's probably just some of your shed wool. Bah! You looking at me, punk? Response. Your wool looks stupid. Then, wham! You charge at each other like 2 furious clouds on a collision course. The impact sounds like someone dropped a bowling ball in an empty room. Your horns clash with all the grace of 2 drunk unicorns trying to tango. The whole thing lasts about 3 seconds, but in your mind, it's an epic battle for the ages. Meanwhile, the ewes are standing around looking thoroughly unimpressed, probably wondering why males of any species feel the need to bonk heads to prove a point. Your rapid growth is both impressive and slightly concerning. In just few months, you've gone from a wobbly cotton ball to a substantial walking cloud. The farmers keep eyeing you with that measuring look, muttering something about market weight. It's probably nothing to worry about, though you can't help but notice some of your flockmates mysteriously disappearing after reaching a certain size. But hey, you've hit the genetic jackpot. Speaking of those impressive horns, turns out they're your golden ticket. Those massive head decorations and your sturdy build have earned you a permanent VIP pass to the breeding program. It's like being picked for the Olympic team, except your sport is passing on those premium sheep genes. The farmers keep pointing at you saying things like strong bloodline and excellent traits, which basically means you're too valuable to end up as someone's Sunday roast. From potential lamb chop to genetic superstar, your fate. It depends on your numbers. You're not just livestock. You're a walking investment portfolio. Suddenly, your whole world becomes this crazy game of everyone run to the middle, faster than you can say. It's like a flash mob meets survival training. You might look like a bunch of panicked cotton balls, but there's an actual plan here. The bigger sheep make this living wall around you and the other little ones, and the lions end up standing there looking as confused as a cat watching a ceiling fan. Joke's on them. You've been practicing this routine since your great-great-grandma was rocking her first wool coat. Your contribution to land maintenance is basically being a four-legged lawnmower with better fertilizer efficiency. You and your flock can turn an overgrown field into a perfectly manicured lawn faster than a team of landscapers. It's not exactly glamorous work, but somebody's got to do it. Plus, you're helping restore degraded land. You're basically an environmentalist, just one that occasionally gets scared by your own burps. The flock mentality is both your strength and your biggest "what were you thinking" moment. If one sheep decides to go somewhere, everyone follows with the unquestioning loyalty of social media followers chasing the latest trend. It's like being part of a really committed conga line where nobody knows who started it or where it's going, but everyone's too embarrassed to stop. Your facial recognition skills are surprisingly good. You can remember up to 50 different sheep and human faces, which is impressive, considering you sometimes get startled by your own reflection in water. It's like having a photographic memory, but using it exclusively to remember who gave you treats and who tried to give you medicine. Then there's your first encounter with a tiny human.
Hello.
A little girl in a pink puffy jacket that makes her look remarkably like one of your recently sheared companions. She comes running at you with arms wide open, screaming "Fluffy," with all the restraint of a sugar-rushed toddler. Your brain immediately goes into emergency mode. Is this a predator? A very small, pigtailed wolf, perhaps? Should you run? Play dead? Start your autobiography? But before you can decide, she's got you in a bear hug that feels like being squeezed by an enthusiastic octopus. Me! Help! I'm being attacked by a tiny human in training wheels.
Huh?
Your mom just watches from a distance with that same "this might as well happen" expression she's perfected since your butterfly incident. Remember that time the flock leader decided to walk around the same tree for 3 hours? Yeah, you followed. No questions asked. It's like being part of a massive group text where everyone just replies, "Okay," to whatever the first person suggests. The flock leader could start a conga line straight into a car wash, and you'd all be like, "Well, if Jerry's doing it, it must be right." Your decision-making process is simpler than a one-piece puzzle. See sheep moving? Move with sheep. See sheep stopping? Stop with sheep. See sheep staring at nothing? Stare at nothing but look very concerned about it. It's like being part of a flash mob, where nobody actually knows the choreography, but everyone's too committed to admit it. One time, the leader got stuck in a bush, and the entire flock just stood there for 2 hours, as if waiting for a group consensus on whether bushes are now part of the official sheep lifestyle. And so life goes on, one me at a time. You're not the smartest animal on the farm, but you've got your niche figured out. Between maintaining landscapes, producing wool, and occasionally providing comic relief with your startled reactions to literally everything, you're living your best sheep life. Just remember, if you ever feel bad about being scared of butterflies, at least you're not a chicken.